Hello everybody, this is Tyler here with a new game. I believe I mentioned this in my Minecraft Part 2, but this is Hearts of Iron 4. So I'm gonna be, I know I had to say if I was Yugoslavia, I'm gonna be doing, I think everyone guesses, it's always the most played nation in the entire game, Germany. I guess let's play as my boy Adolf. Load this up, so historical focus. I'm gonna do civilian mode because I am, to put it shortly, not great at Hearts of Iron 4. In fact, I'm pretty bad at it. So, but I like to play it, so that's why we're going the easiest difficulty. Let's start. So, now that we have started here as Germany, people are probably, if you're new to the game, if you're familiar with the game, you probably know what this is, the red area right here. This red area is the Rhineland, and the Treaty of Versailles in 1919 said that Germany cannot militarize the Rhineland, so it's demilitarized. So, really the first focus you want to do as Germany, you could do oppose Hitler. I'll do that later. I want to go for historical, more of a historical focus here. You want to do the Rhineland focus. This will allow you to remilitarize the Rhineland. And really that's all it's do. It's a good starting focus. Another thing you want to do is eliminate the communist and democratic parties in Germany. You don't really have to do that, and because there are no elections, unless someone is boosting you or you're trying to become communist or democratic, you probably won't have to deal with that. But I recommend that you don't let the communist and democratic parties grow. So, alright, so now we got our national focus. We have 4 research slots. That's a lot. So our first research slot is going to go to support equipment, or MG08, and Leichter. I probably butchered that pronunciation. So we're already fully advanced. We got the Panzer II for our tank, and because we're going to be dealing with other people, not other people, other countries with tanks, I'm going to do anti-tank research for the anti-tank tier 1 anti-tank option for artillery, but I'm not going to do that right now. Yard Doctrine, actually I might do that. So we got electronic mechanical, gotta get that for our engineering section. So in industry, you already start off with fuel storage, synthetic oil experiments, and fuel refining 1. You want to go for basic machine tools though. That is obviously a necessity. And second one, I know it's kind of unprofessional, but I feel like this music's too loud. So. There, so you can still hear it and not it being too loud. So for a second option that we're gonna do, I could do construction 1. I don't really need to construct anything right now in the very beginning of the game. So what is something I could do? I guess I'll do anti-tank, or specifically the 3.7 centimeter PAC 36. I do not know what PAC stands for. For assigning our free military factories, because we're going for a blitzkrieg-like strategy, I'm going to bump this down a little bit. We do need support equipment. Artillery is always useful. Of course, panzers, motorized divisions. I like my armies very mobile, because I'm more of a blitzkrieg person. And because Germany, they obviously want you to go with blitzkrieg, Germany's strategy in Hearts of Iron 4 is built for blitzkrieg, which is why I like to play it, because I use blitzkrieg a lot. So I guess we can do free civilian factories because we have a lot of those. Someone will build up more military factories. I like my civilian factories to be over here in the Ruhr, which is the most industrialized area. So I'm gonna build some civilian factories here. Civilian factories are good for trading. So, and I do want to keep my military factories away from the French border in the event of a French or when I'm inevitably going to attack France. But in the event of somehow a French attack, for example, if they don't allow me to remilitarize the Rhineland, I am going to put all the civilian factories there, so the military factories are far away from the front lines in the event of a French attack. Also, I want to build those up first, because civilian factories, you really start off with a lot, and you start with a lot of military factories when you're Germany anyways. So I'm going to build up the interior of the country. I'm going to leave Silesia and East Prussia kind of unindustrialized for now. They do have some they do have a lot of available building spots. But I'm going to leave them kind of unindustrialized for now. I'm going to industrialize the core of Germany. So now next we got divisions-based training. Basically, these are your types of divisions that you're training. But the infantry, tank, mobile division, mountaineers, and cavalry. Infantry division, you can't put them in the Rhineland yet because it is demilitarized. So I'm going to put them in Württemberg down here. I'm going to keep my... I do want infantry on the French border. I'm actually going to put my tanks on the Czechoslovak border and my mobile units there too. Mountaineers I'm going to put on the Austrian border. And cavalry I'm going to put on the Polish border. But the reason I'm putting the units where I am is, one, the cavalry... Poland's a flat place. Cavalry works well in that area. Now, the reason I'm putting the mountaineers in Austria, or along the, or they're gonna, their deployment area is near the Austrian borders, because in the event that Austria refuses the Anschluss, I'm going to invade it. And same thing with Czechoslovakia. If it doesn't allow me and Hungary to annex it, or if it doesn't give me the Sudetenland, I'm going to launch an invasion of Czechoslovakia. And do I really need to say what's going to happen to Poland? It's pretty obvious that an invasion of Poland will happen eventually. So we got unassigned divisions, which is literally all over the place. So you start with 30 divisions. Now, I want at least... I'm going to do... Okay. Because I'm gonna take all these, but I'm gonna... So let's see where all my people are. So I'm gonna take everyone along the Polish border, and I'm going to assign them, well, to the Polish border. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave these guys off. The units in East Prussia, I'm gonna leave them off. We'll take these units right here, 13 of them. And I'm going to put them along the Polish border. I'll take these units, which I believe there are 4, and put them along the Polish border in East Prussia. The rest of the units around here, these will be going to the Czechoslovak border. And now I'm going to put them on the Austrian border, because I won't be doing anything in Czechoslovakia, and all remaining divisions... I want to actually keep them where they are for now, because I can't militarize the entire Franco-German border because of the demilitarized Rhineland. So next, I have insufficient resources. Right now it's just rubber, but notice this will interfere with my construction, and I want to construct some stuff. So I'm actually going to let these resources stay insufficient for a while. So let's unpause the game. So actually, let's pause it again real quick. So this is the world in January 1936. So I'm gonna talk about Italy here because you want Italy on your side. You can get Japan if you really want to. But you'll probably get into a war with the United States if you side with Japan or Manchukuo. Now let me talk about Italy. So it's obviously Italy is under the man, the myth, the legend, Chef Mussolini. Keep in mind, Italy has colonies. Libya, Somaliland, and Eritrea specifically. Now, Italy starts the game off in a war with Abyssinia. I'd say about 95% of the time, Italy wins against Abyssinia. I've never seen Abyssinia win, especially with historical focus turned on. So expect to see these colonies be combined, and Italy is very unindustrialized, so you wanna heavily industrialize yourself and not depend on Italy in the event of a war, because Italy is very unindustrialized and its production capacity is way behind. So if you're depending on it for trade, I would just not depend on it for trade. It's extreme. It's most of its industry is in the north, because I've played as Italy before. Yeah, you don't really want to depend on Italy. I'd say if you want an ally to depend on, you should depend on Romania. No, don't fully depend on it. Like, still be self-reliant, do autarky. But if you want oil, there are the Romanian oil fields. Keep good relations with Romania. Maybe get them to join the Axis eventually. I trust Romania more than I do Italy. Italy's just good because of its navy and large army. Now, notice I said large army. Its army is garbage. It's large though, so you can use them as a diversion while you attack. Because most of the time when I attack France, I use them as a diversion in the south and continue blitz on Paris. Oh, and Spain. Everyone's favorite friend, Spain. For those of you who've never played Hearts of Iron 4 or never watched the video, Spain's going to have a civil war, and this happens every game eventually. It may wait till 1937, but it will happen eventually. It is inevitable. You call Thanos inevitable? No, the Spanish Civil War in Hearts of Iron 4 is inevitable. It will happen no matter what. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to assign leaders around me. So I need a field marshal. I'm going to do Gert von Rundstedt. Who shall I do? So this one, whoever one has my most tank brigades. This one has my most tank brigades. So I'm going to assign Rommel to this one. And this is my second largest one, so I'm going to... There you go. This one has more infantry brigades. So I'm going to assign Manstein, armor officer, brilliant strategist. I won't even assign Manstein to this one. This one is mostly very small, infantry and cavalry. I'm going to leave those uncommanded for now. So it's unpause, and because there's nothing happening, I'm going to speed it up. Oops, that's pausing it. I'm going to speed time up. So notice now that everything's going by very quickly. Rhineland's progressing. There's Adolf over there. Now, I am going to eventually deal with the other political parties, especially the opposition ones, but I don't really have to do that right now. They're not a threat initially. So let's go and check what's going on in Abyssinia. Looks like the Abyssinians have advanced into Italian Somaliland. Though this usually happens, and Italy has invaded northern Abyssinia. Notice how I'm calling it Abyssinia, and even though it's obviously says Ethiopia, its name at this point in history was Abyssinia. It became Ethiopia. It was known Ethiopia natively, but in a place like the League of Nations, it was known as Abyssinia. It wasn't really Ethiopia until after World War II. So it looks like the Italians are going to win this one, like they do 90% of the time. I have available decisions. So I'm going to do anti-communist rates. The communists are bigger threats, and I'm going to ban communism. The communists are a bigger threat than the Democratic Party. And just a second, I need to pause. There's a lot happening right now. So we got the remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops into the Rhineland territory close to the French border in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic relations from France and Britain have been so far muted. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. That's a real quote, by the way. Yes, this is 90% of the time this happens. You will remilitarize the Rhineland. The French will do nothing. So now we have completed our national focus, Rhineland. Now notice so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the 4-year plan. This will eventually, so the 4-year plan will help with rearmament of Germany. So I'm gonna do the 4-year plan. I'm gonna do autarky, which will allow for mild self-sufficiency. Then I'm gonna create the anti-Comintern pact with most likely other nations. This will start me on a diplomatic relationship with Japan. So notice now, because we've done Rhineland, we can't oppose Hitler. We could do naval rearmament, but that's not our biggest thing right now. We won't really need to do that until a Battle of Britain happens. So I'm gonna do the 4-year plan. I also have more decisions available. I'm gonna do anti-democratic raids. Just get the Democratic Party out of the way. So, okay, so let me explain this. MIFO bills are, you have to pay them every once in a while. It costs political power, but they hide your military rearmament from the British and the French. So I would recommend paying them, or else they might declare war on you for breaking the Treaty of Versailles and rearming yourself. So I'm gonna pay those early, just so I don't have to wait talk about for a while. So I also have some other decisions that I can make. I can institute press censorship. I really don't need to. Promises of peace, that decreases your war support. Weekly war support minus 1%. Daily political power gain minus 0.5%. You really don't want to do that. It will help with stability, but we have 94%, or actually no, that's 53% stability. But once we eliminate the Democratic Party or the Zentrum, I actually believe it's called the SPD in real life. Yes, it was. I don't believe it's called Zentrum. I know the KPD was the German Communist Party, so the NSDAP was the National Socialist German Works Party, which is the official name of the Nazi Party, or was. And now we have finished researching, so electronic mechanical engineering. We're going to go to mechanical computing, just to get that one out of the way. So nothing really happens. This first part's probably going to be largely uneventful. I forgot to deploy my units along the French border. So these people are going to go to the French border. And what has happened? The Treaty of Addis Ababa, or Addis Ababa. It looks like Italy has defeated Abyssinia. So I know Italy, it actually starts off with okay relations. They're not a big friend of you, so I'm going to go ahead and sign a non-aggression pact with them. That will improve our relationship greatly. Now, soon we should see the Spanish Civil War. That's inevitable. Like, that will happen. Like, Thanos says he's inevitable, but the Spanish Civil War is more inevitable. That happens. I've never had a game where the Spanish Civil War doesn't happen. Yeah, it's going to pop up. Nationalist Spain has declared war on Republican Spain. That happens. Life happens, the Spanish Civil War happens, and now I have more decisions to make. Alright, so I cannot ban the Democratic parties yet. You have to have less than 27 or 20%, I don't know why I said 27, support for the Zentrum party. So yes, we're gonna have to do. I could institute press censorship, but it doesn't really help that much. It's not worth the 150 political power. Someone turn that notification off. You have a lot you can do. But because I am going to ban the Democratic Party eventually, I don't need a fascist demagogue. I probably will get Goebbels eventually, but what I am going to do... Actually, I need to make a decision real quick. I do something different every time. I am going to go for Walther Funk. I don't know how... that's probably not how to say it. But our war industrialist. To help us rearm, and because I am building a lot of military factories. I'm doing the civilian ones first just because you can trade quicker, and again you start off with deficient in rubber. You can trade with the Dutch East Indies, but I would recommend building those civilian factories up, then trading with them. So I'm waiting for the Spanish Civil War to happen. Come on, Spain, you can do it. Manuel Azana is currently, that's a nice satisfying triangle here. Alright, so we have completed research for this. Basic machine tools. I believe didn't I already do that? Alright, so we've done finished basic machine tools, so I'm going to go for concentrated industry. Here I'm going to go. Actually, wait, what was I doing? I finished everything for this. Well, I'm gonna go with interwar artillery. Just cause. And you can't really do much here right now. You could do special forces. I'm not a big fan of special forces. Or I like them, but I won't use them very often. So I'm a big bomber person, and heavy fighter. So I will get the BF-110. Maybe not now. I always seem to get behind on industry, so I probably will do construction 1. Like I said earlier, this first episode is probably not going to be anything. There's going to be no wars. They're going to already last for over 20 minutes. And I'll probably be ending this soon. Yeah, I'll give it a few more minutes. See if anything happens. I'll wait for the Spanish Civil War. You always need to wait for the Spanish Civil War. It's inevitable. So I'm gonna put these under this one. You are going to go to the Austrian border. Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted you to do. I'm reassigning you here. Alright, don't stop moving. Go back to where you were. This I'll give him to the French. I'll put him in the Alsace. And what about our other dude? He is a cavalry. I'll put him in Poland. He's moving back for some reason to Kozlin. Alright. So yeah, that's what I like about the game is just when you're bored, you kind of get to look at the countries. You got all the big cities. That's why I kind of like the day and night cycle, because it's got Berlin as your capital. Now, very early in the game, if somehow Berlin falls, you're kind of screwed. Your capital, if Munich hasn't already, will most likely move to Munich or Frankfurt if they haven't fallen already. And after that, you probably out of victory points and you're gonna die. Now, if Anschluss happens, your capital will move to Vienna after or if Berlin falls. Now I'm actually counting on most likely losing World War II in this series because I am not good at this game. They've already said that. So it says equipment's being stockpiled. In my tank brigade, I am going to add. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. Can I add? Nope, goes anyway for 10 combat experience. So that's why I was going to stop producing this until I get enough combat experience or army experience to be able to build that. I'm still waiting on the Spanish Civil War. This video's lasted. We're getting 23 minutes here, so let me wait for the Spanish Civil War to happen. Come on, Manuel, you can do this. You can start and great. Now, a million things are gonna happen. All right, okay. So we have one unassigned division. This is mobile. I'm gonna put this under Rommel because it's mobile. Okay, we've done the 4-year plan, so I'm gonna do autarky and then the anti-Comintern pact. Now, I've actually always done the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact instead of the anti-Soviet pact. So if you comment, should I do the anti-Soviet pact or the Molotov-Ribbentrop pact? I am planning on making it historically accurate. So even if people want the anti-Soviet pact, I might still do the Molotov-Ribbentrop. So just a quick overview. The anti-Soviet pact means basically it's a group of countries that hate the Soviet Union, and that makes the Soviet Union hate you even more. The Molotov-Ribbentrop pact is an agreement that if you invade Poland, the Soviet Union will invade Poland with you, and that will trick them into thinking that you like them. So you might create a good relationship with the Soviet Union, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to secretly attack them, and it will completely surprise them, like what happened in real life, like what Barbarossa did in real life. So we're going to go here. We can only do political advisor, and there's not much people can do. So I'm going to do captain of industry, because it's good. Well, I'm still waiting for the Spanish Civil War to happen. It's pretty late. Normally it breaks out around June, July. That's the latest I've seen it. So it is June, so come on, Franco. You start the Civil War already. That's what I'm going to use as the cue for this video to end, because I kind of want to explain the Spanish Civil War. Franco, do it, my boy. Alright, do I have to explain it myself? Or is Franco's not going to start a civil war? I'm going to wait. If it doesn't start by August of 1936, I'm just going to I'm gonna just explain it and end the video after explaining it. So we go out of the country. So later in game, Japan, Manchukuo, and Manchukuo, which Manchukuo's name in real life is Mengjiang, are going to attack. And great, I have to do. What are my decisions? Anti-democratic raids, and let's decide don't have enough political power anymore. They're going to attack China, and around that time the Chinese United formed before. Most of the time it forms before that. Japan, Manchukuo, which are all real countries. They were real countries. They attacked China in real life too. It's probably going to happen in about a year if the Spanish Civil War decides to happen, because I really want to explain how the Spanish Civil War affects the game. Because it's actually a big deal. It's a big deal in real life. It's a big deal in the game. It does affect if Spain will join the Comintern or the Axis. All right. So we have autarky. So I'm gonna do the anti-Comintern pact. So come on, Franco. It's August, but I'm gonna give you a little longer to start the Spanish Civil War. Oh, is this it? There it is. I was about to lose hope in you, Franco, that you're gonna start the Civil War. All right. So let's pause this. Actually, before I get into that, I need to do another political advisor. Silent workers, Backroom backstabber with von Ribbentrop, or Himmler, Prince of Terror. I'm probably gonna do fire again. I have two silent workhorses. Well, Rudolf has to eventually betray you in the game. So I'll go do that. Let's make our tank designer or chief of the army. Who shall be chief of the army? Drill army offense. I'm gonna do Halder for offense. All right. So the Spanish Civil War. Nationalist Spain declared once. Spain. All right. Or Republican Spain. All right. The Spanish Civil War. A civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued a pronunciamiento. I actually believe they spelled that wrong. A proclamation. A large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered the call to arms. Right-wing nationalist faction has occupied much of Spain, including overseas territories. Loyalist forces and volunteers have assembled under left-wing Republican government, determined to resist the putsch to their last breath. The battle for Spain has begun. Alright, so this was a real event, for those of you who don't know. Nationalist Spain, led by Francisco Franco, that's who I was talking about, Franco, and Republican Spain, which is communist, led by Jose Diaz. In real life, the fascists won, which I'm assuming if you're watching this video you know, and most of the time in the game the fascists win too. So I'm gonna start a lend-lease with them. I'm gonna give them Panzer IIs. I'm gonna give them artillery. I'm gonna give them an Opel Blitz. I'm gonna give them my Heinkel planes. That sounded really weird. And guess what? Let's give them Stukas too. We're being nice with them. We'll give them a lot. Italy will send volunteers. In fact, most of the time Germany sends volunteers, but you get to send so little volunteers it doesn't really matter anyways. So this is how you have some the game, and the nationalists take all Spanish colonies, which consist of Equatorial Guinea, Spanish Sahara, and Spanish Morocco. Now Madrid does belong to. Actually, do I have a non-aggression pact? I guess I can't even do that. But didn't I start a lend-lease? Right, I thought I. They've accepted our lend-lease. All right, okay. So Madrid does start off in the hands of the Republicans, and the in real life I believe the nationalists had their capital in Burgos, but I guess Zaragoza is their largest city. I know Seville is on there too. But so the nationalists will most likely win, mainly because I'm giving them stuff, and Italy is going to start giving them. I believe Italy is going to send volunteers. So I guess this video has lasted nearly 30 minutes. That is by far my longest video. By far my longest video. So what shall I do? I guess I'll do radio. So let me save this game. And well, that's been it. I am or at least I am Tyler. This is Hearts of Iron 4, and I guess this is it for today. It's got I have to make this last another 5 seconds. I have a 30-minute video on my channel. Well, we're at 30 minutes, so goodbye everybody. See you in the next video.